while since I've been back on this channel. Yeah, I can't believe how long it's been now, but I truly promise this time, I'll be back, and I'll keep going, and I'll be back better than ever now, on this channel. So, yeah, enough about me, let's get into the actual video. Today, what we're going to do is, we're going to go look over the match day 1 games of the Champions League, which has just happened this morning, my time. Unfortunately, I wasn't up to actually watch all these games, but I have seen all these games and looked over them, so I'm able to give you my opinions on what sort of happened, look over the results and see if there's anything shocking that's happened, and see how the Champions League's going and who I think's going to win and whatnot, and sort of give a little bit of my analysis sort of thing. So, yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you if you're still here. It's been a while, but I will definitely be promising to get back on this channel as much as possible now. So, yeah. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let's get into the video. Okay, guys. So, the first game of the match day 1 for this year's Champions League was between Inter Milan and Newcastle. Now, this was a very weird old game because Newcastle have been the team that's sort of they've definitely been improving under Eddie Howe, but personally I still have a little bit to go, but they're definitely getting better. In the Premier League they haven't sort of started as well as I thought they would, but I think they'll come good towards the end of the season and they'll definitely get better. Whereas Milan, they're a powerhouse club. They're probably going to win the Serie A. It sort of pains me to say as an Inter Milan fan, because they're my favourite team in the Italian league. But obviously, as you can tell, I'm a bit of a City fan.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Inter Milan, AC Milan are just a very good club. It's a bit of a weird result. I definitely wasn't expecting a 0-0 draw. It was a weird old game where Milan were dominating for a while. They had like 6 or 7 shots in the first half, which Nick Pope saved them all. He was very good today, Nick Pope, between the sticks. Yeah, I think Milan and Newcastle were very unlucky both to not score goals in this game. And as well, Longstaff also scored nearly at the end for Newcastle at the end of the game, but a brilliant save from the Milan keeper just kept it out. Yeah, it was an insane game, but it was a pretty tough fought sort of draw, but both sides will definitely take that heading into their next games. But yeah, I think they were both very unlucky today, but yeah, it's just a very hard fought win. Rafael Leao got the man of the match, or the best player. I think he was very good. He got very unlucky, a couple of attempts, but very unlucky for both these sides. Definitely one of them deserved to win, but unfortunately sometimes you settle for a draw in football, sometimes you settle for a draw. But yeah, I think both clubs will definitely take it. Next game we had was, it's a bit of an interesting club to say. So we have a Swiss club called Young Boys.
What?
Interesting club name. Against RB Leipzig, who are again actually one of my favourite German clubs in the comp. As I'm a Hungarian, my 2 favourite Hungarian players are at that squad, as well as Dominik Szoboszlai, who's just left and gone to Liverpool. But again, he's actually just got the Player of the Month award in the Premier League, so he's a beast. He's definitely a beast. But yeah, we'll definitely take that as an RB Leipzig won 3-1 against Young Boys. It just feels weird every time I say that club's name. Young Boys. Like, couldn't you think of a better name there? Anyways. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird old game where Simeon took the lead very early with a nice header. Elia, he got the game back level just before half-time with a good strike to get in the back of the net. And it was 1-1 for a while, and it was 1-1 going into half-time, and both teams were probably feeling okay. I think RB Leipzig would have been a bit more devastated because they started really well, but they let in a goal just before half-time, which is never good in any sport, but especially in football. And then after that, RB Leipzig sort of just came out in the second half, and they got a nice little goal through Xavier Schelger, who's a nice little player. And in the last minute of the game, in injury time, Benjamin Sesko put the game to bed with the third goal for RB Leipzig. Very good performance for RB Leipzig. They'll definitely take it. Young boys had some good moments here and there. Again, I feel very weird saying this club's name. Yeah, so Young Boys had some good moments, but RB Leipzig, we were just a little bit too strong for them. The next game we had Feyenoord, a Dutch club, taking on Celtic, the Scottish juggernauts basically. They've been very good in the Scottish League. And Feyenoord got the job done 2-0 against the Scottish club, with Calvin Stengs getting a goal just before half-time, and Alares, probably going to screw this name up, Jakobash, I think his name is. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but they're the two goal scorers for Feyenoord. Celtic, again, horrible performance. They had 2 red cards, so they were down to 9 men, and Feyenoord, this could have been a lot worse for Celtic, because they missed a lot of few chances there, Feyenoord. They had a VAR goal disallowed. They also missed a penalty. But yeah, they were just too strong for Celtic, who obviously, with only 9 men on the field against 11, that's always going to be tough to beat. So Feyenoord basically had a field day against Celtic there. It's just absolutely clumsy there from Celtic. I expected a bit better than that from them. But yeah, Feyenoord were just a little bit too good. A good start for them. Great start. For Celtic, it's a bit of a setback, but I think they'll bounce back from that in their next game. But yeah, very, very good win there for Feyenoord. They were pretty dominant, and it could have been a lot worse for Celtic because there were 2 big missed chances. One was from a VAR disallowed goal, and the other one was a missed penalty. So they got very lucky there. Celtic could have been a lot worse. Next game, we had Lazio and Atletico Madrid. I think this was probably my favourite game of the match day so far. That was my favourite. So, Atletico Madrid scored early through Pablo Barres in the 29th minute. They were doing very well. They dominated the game for quite a while. Lazio weren't really doing too much. But then at the last possible minute, the Lazio keeper came out in the last corner of the game, the last kick. It was a beautiful cross in, and the keeper heads it in, and and Lazio steal a draw from Atletico Madrid, who were better during that game, but they did miss quite a few chances as well, which they'd definitely be ruining missing. But yeah, what a game this one was. Atletico were quite dominant for the majority of the game, but Lazio break Atletico Madrid's heart and steal a draw at the very last kick of the game. That would have absolutely hurt the Madrid players there. But yeah, it was a cracking game. A shock result, really. I would have definitely expected Atletico Madrid to win there, although Lazio are a very good side as well in the Serie A or the Italian league. Atletico Madrid are a good team, but there are better teams than them in the La Liga there, or the Spanish league. So, very good game, but yeah, probably the best game of the round so far with the way it finished. Next game, we had PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, beating Borussia Dortmund 2-0. Again, a very boring first half with Dortmund's defence handling PSG very well. They were very frustrated for the first half. Not much happened. PSG had the ball a lot, but they didn't really get anywhere because Dortmund's defence was very good in the first half. But it didn't take long in the second half for it to just fall apart, with Mbappe getting a penalty in the 49th minute, which of course he's going to slot. I mean, he's one of the best players in the world, so he's not going to miss a penalty, or very rarely. Then we had Hakimi, the right back, who got another goal only just a couple minutes later in the 58th minute. So that was a very good result there for PSG, who played a lot, pretty much woke up in the second half, and in the first half they tried, but the Dortmund were just a little bit too resilient for them. But in the second half they just absolutely crumbled. And Dortmund go from worst to worst, unfortunately. They haven't exactly been on fire as of late, the German club, but PSG were just a little bit too good for them in the second half, but Dortmund definitely gave it their best. Obviously, my club, the boys, Man City, the treble winners, we had a bit of a scare in this one, actually. So we ended up winning 3-1 against Red. I have to quickly look at their name here. I don't know what the name is. Red Star Belgrade was the team. They are a Serbian club, so we had a bit of a scare against this team. So not much was happening in the first half. And then just in the 45th minute, just before halftime, they get the lead. It's 1-0. I'm thinking, oh God, not great. That's pretty bad. So it was 1-0 at halftime, and I would have imagined Pep would have gave them an absolute smoking at halftime, and I could definitely tell, because we definitely woke up with Alvarez getting a double in the 47th and the 60th minute. And again, Rodri, he just keeps scoring. You can't stop Rodri. He's an absolute machine. And he gets another goal for us in the 73rd minute with a nice Phil Foden assist. I mean, this was, I think, the result everyone expected. I just don't think it was in this fashion, where we would have to come from behind against Red Star Belgrade. Like, I have no idea who they really are, but I'm pretty sure this is actually their first time in the Champions League. So that was a very good moment for them to be in front half time. But I think we're always going to be a little bit too classy for them, so we'll definitely take that. But that was a bit of a scare at half time, being down 1-0. But we fought back well to win 3-1 and quite comprehensively. And Alvarez had a beautiful game, and he just keeps getting better. And he seriously is a really good pickup now. I still can't believe that transfer window we had where we signed Haaland and Alvarez. And at that time, I remember people saying, why do you sign Alvarez for? But look at the way he's played. He's pretty much already nearly completed football, and he's only in his early 20s. He's not that much older than me, and he's already completed football. So he's an absolute beast of a player, that kid. He's got some great ability. So we'll definitely take that 3-1, but there was a bit of a scare early. On to the next game, the second last game of the match day. We had Barcelona, absolutely flogging Antwerp 5-0. I mean, it wasn't even a contest. João Felix had a field day, scoring a double, and to compound the salt into the wounds there, Gel Batale from Antwerp scored an own goal in the 22nd minute, which just made matters worse. And then we had also Pablo Gavi, who's an absolute whiz kid for Spain. He's an absolute baller, that kid. He's amazing. And then we had Mr. Lewandowski himself scoring the 19th minute. Barca were just absolutely dominant, and they showed why they are a powerhouse club, and they are definitely going to be a troublesome club in this Champions League. They are going to be a scary club to face because they're a very good team. I would be very scared if I was in Barcelona's group. Very, very scared. It's a very good game there for Barca. And I mean, Antwerp had basically no chance against Barca. So great performance there from Barca. Pretty much perfect performance. Game of the day, we had the Ukrainian club Shakhtar Donetsk lose 1-3 to Porto, FC Porto from Portugal. It was a bit of a crazy first half, this one. So Wenderson Galeno scored a double, which got Porto across the line. He scored a goal in the 8th minute, and not long after, Kevin Kelsey, who was from Shakhtar Donetsk, got the game level, so it was all of a sudden back to an even playing field. and after that Porto just scored again twice in the 15th minute again through Wenderson Galeno, and then in the 29th minute through the Iranian striker Mehdi Taremi, who was actually quite good in the World Cup for Iran. But yeah, he got them the last goal of the game, which came in the 29th minute, and then after that, Porto just controlled the game, gave Shakhtar Donetsk nothing. They didn't do too much apart from that goal. And yeah, Porto just dominated the game in the second half, and basically all the action happened in the first half. So yeah, good performance there from Porto, good start, and a 3-1 win for them. So quite comprehensive. So yeah, that's all the results there. A pretty interesting match day one. I mean, not too many upsets. The biggest one for me is that 1-1 draw with Lazio and Atletico Madrid. I think that performance was amazing. Yeah, unbelievable performance. Just a great match day one. Great to see the Champions League back. Always a massive fan this time of year for it. And I'm just a massive soccer or football, whichever you prefer, fan. Loved it my whole life, so love this time of year for the Champions League. That's pretty much it for today's video. Yeah, make sure you guys comment below what your thoughts on the first match days of the Champions League this year are. Who do you think's going to win the Champions League? What teams do you reckon might be a surprise packet? Any players you're looking out for that might be an upcoming star that might announce themselves in the Champions League, or anything like that really. I'll be in the comments. I'll try and interact with as many of you as I can. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell down there as well, so you'll be notified as soon as I upload a video. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.